Hey, yo, what it do, what it do? It's your boy Q, and we're a little over a week away from seeing the Rocket League portions of the Esports World Cup kicking off, and I figured what better time than now to get down and kind of talk about what our thoughts are heading into the event. We're not going to quite be doing a pick'ems, at least not quite yet. Maybe something we can do next week. Of course, last week we were busy with the Esports World Cup as far as for Apex Legends. If you are curious as far as how our tier list looked and how things kind of turned out compared to how the actual results did, feel free to check that video right there. But, you know, we do cover quite a few different titles over here. I mean, we cover Rocket League, Apex, Valorant, you name it. We got the esports podcast as well. So if you guys enjoy the vibe, it's your first time through, y'all already know what to do. But let's go ahead and get down to it. I went ahead and kind of did a couple of different tiers here. I wanted to have our favorites, our top four. So we're not going to have very many teams up there, of course. Our playoff locks, our outside shots, and our no shots at all. So of course we're going to have to take into account a little bit as far as the group stage, right? Because the group stage, we've got 16 teams, 8 of which are going to be making their way into the playoffs based off of 2 teams from each group getting through. So that's going to affect this list just a little bit here today as well. We are going to be trying to watch as much of the Esports World Cup over here, just like we did for the Apex portion. So if you guys are looking for a good place to tune into that, we'll be watching over here as well as over on our Twitch. Now, in Group A, we do have BDS. In Group A, there's also G2. BDS is an interesting team, right? Obviously had a pretty strong split number 2 when it came to RLCS. Kind of faltered, it felt like, on the back half. Maybe not the most impressive of majors as well. I do think I for sure have them as a playoff lock. Do we think that they are going to be able to get a top 4? We'll go ahead and put them at playoff lock for now, and we'll go ahead and kind of continue through the list. And of course, at the end as well, we'll kind of make any adjustments, kind of sliding the teams up and down, maybe through the tier itself, or maybe even up or down a tier. So we're going to go ahead and, at least for now, I'm going to put Team BDS at the top of playoff lock. And we'll see if I'm confident enough putting them in top 4 come the end of things here. Now, Chiefs Esports, they are going to be playing with Joria's here for the Esports World Cup. I don't think Joris is going to OCE as far as when it comes to actual RLCS play. But I do think that as far as for especially the group that they're in, they're going to have a rough first draw. They're going to play against Gentlemates in Group D. But I feel like the rest of Group D is kind of open. I mean, I personally have really good feelings about Gen.G. If you've been listening to any of our videos that we had about SSL, y'all already know how I feel about them, or if you've even kind of been tuning into other videos prior as well. I do think, though, as far as for Chiefs, I got to put them at an outside shot, just because I don't think that they're going to be a favorite as far as for making it out of Group D. But I do think there's a world where Gentlemates take the top spot. And then after that, I mean, it's going to be a race between Chiefs, Spacestation, and Gladiators. I can see a world where with Joria's, you're going to have, Kaka and Hunter as your other 2 players there. There's a world where they could sneak in. I think I would actually have them at the top of outside shot, at least for now. Obviously, they're only the second team. But something tells me we're probably going to have them ending up towards the top of that, kind of looking at how the rest of these groups are playing. Of course, Team Falcons went to the grand finals in the last major. Got to have them as a favorite. I mean, Team Falcons just in general have been performing very, very well at the Esports World Cup. They're going to be in front of their home crowd, something that we haven't really been able to see as far as when it comes to international play for the Falcons. Who knows, man? Maybe this is the first chance for, or not the first chance, but a chance for the Falcons to get their first big international LAN in front of the home crowd. I think that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I think we got to go with Falcons as a favorite for sure. They're in Group B. They've got Across the Pond, which is who we have as far as the Rocket League logo down here, because we don't have a logo for them. Then Gen.G and Team Secret as far as for group play in Group B. Furia is going to be in Group C. In their group, they're going to start off against the Nkosi Ballers from SSA. They've also got Team Vitality and Twisted Minds in their bracket. You know, if you happened to listen to my predictions as far as for the Swiss stage for Major Number 2, you're probably not surprised that I am a little higher up on Twisted Minds than a lot of our other people who like kind of do these lists and things like that for RLCS. But I still feel like Furia looking in that playoff, or looking in the list, I feel like is locked for the playoffs. I mean, we just saw them make top 4. I mean, obviously the group that they're in with Vitality means that there's one of them is going to secure the top spot, which means the other one's probably going to be playing against Twisted Minds in that lower bracket final. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to roll, at least for now, we'll put Furia in the playoff lock, but we're probably going to have them towards the bottom of that tier once everything's all said and done. Let's see, as far as for Gen.G, they are in Group B. They're in the group with Falcons, so I don't think they're going to be the top qualifier out of their group. Do we feel confident enough to say playoff lock with them having the same group as Team Secret and Across the Pond? I think I do, and I also think they have a better shot than Furia, so we're going to go ahead and slot them in right there. As far as for Gaimin Gladiators, they are in Group D with Gentlemates, Chiefs Esports, Spacestation Gaming. I would have to say, of the teams in that group, I don't think that they have a shot. Maybe you win a game, but for the Gladiators, I don't think it's against Spacestation Gaming. And I really don't think it's against Chiefs either, or Gentlemates, whoever loses that series, which is probably going to be Chiefs. Yeah, I mean, just for Gaimin Gladiators, I don't see a world where they walk out with the series win. Which kind of lines up with what we've been seeing from them at the RLCS level as well. So that's really no shot or no shade at them. No shot. See what I did there? Totally unintended. I don't see a chance of them making playoffs, honestly. Because even with Chiefs Esports in Group D, when I say outside shot, I mean it's an outside shot. Like, I don't think that there's a chance of them, or a probability of them being in playoffs. I do think when it comes to Group D, it's probably Gentlemates and Spacestation Gaming. Obviously, this isn't a pick'ems though, so we're not talking about that right now. As far as for Power, they are in Group A. Power obviously having a very impressive pair of splits over in OCE when it comes to RLCS. I am excited for Group A because it means we're probably going to have a Limitless versus Power matchup, OCE versus SSA. And I think that should be really fun to watch. But I mean, you got Limitless, BDS, G2, maybe Power's kind of in a similar situation as far as Gaimin Gladiators, right? Like maybe takes a series. But if they do, that's it. I would almost be willing to put them below. I'll put them above Gaimin Gladiators. I mean, both of them are I'm not going to be surprised if they go 0-2, right? But for now, we're putting them in no shot. I think above Gaimin Gladiators though is fair. We were also just talking about Gentlemates because of course they're in that Gaimin Gladiator and Chiefs bracket. Do I think that they're destined for a top 4? I mean, Gentlemates have been a LAN team. I don't think anyone would consider Gentlemates a favorite at this point. Some people might. Honestly, some people might do it if they were looking at tier lists like this, might have 3 teams up at favorites and then like 1 or 2 teams at top 4. I think for right now, though, I think I would put Gentlemates at the top of my top 4. As far as in our tier list here, I think they're probably behind G2. And again, for Falcons being able to get an international LAN in front of the home crowds there in Riyadh, you gotta feel like honestly, they might be my favorites to win the whole thing simply because it's in front of their home crowd. Speaking of, we got G2. Let's go ahead and throw them up there for now. Of course, G2 have been in the grand finals of every event that they played in RLCS. Isn't there a chance that NAS is playing for beast mode though? Didn't I read that somewhere? Hold on. I think there's a chance that NAS might be playing for beast mode. Yeah, which does change things for G2 a little bit. Do I take them out of the favorites for that though? Or would I just simply put them below Falcons? I think we're gonna have to go there for now. I think we're gonna go below Falcons. I think that's a good spot for them. Limitless, we were just talking about it. They're in the G2 bracket with BDS and Power. Simply because they are in with G2 and BDS. And it feels like those two are... Again, I only have BDS to playoff block here because I don't know what my top 4 is. Something tells me BDS is like a top 4 team, which just has them in a tough bracket. So I think Limitless, this is going to be interesting, is the Limitless Power matchup. Both rosters, I do believe, are playing at full rosters. Yeah, so we're getting Banana Head, Fever, Torsos. We are getting Snowy to Die For, Sweaty. Let me put it this way, and again, I know that this isn't a pick'ems. It could end like that if Limitless ends game 1. Or wins game 1, whenever Limitless and Power win. Or play against each other, I should say. If Limitless win game number 1, whenever Power and Limitless eventually play, because they will, it might end up like that. Call it a hot take. Put it all over YouTube. Do whatever you want. Put it on Twitter. I think SSA just might turn some heads. And that's even for the Nkosi Ballers too, but they got a tough draw. I do think I still got to put Limitless at no shot. I think because of Power's track record, when we're talking about tier list right now, I do have to put them below Power. But man, I'm telling you, don't sleep. Don't sleep. Actually, I think I'm doing it. No, I gotta go with my head now. I gotta go with my head, not my heart. My heart's telling me Limitless though above Power there. All right, let's keep things moving though. We've got, what, 6 more teams here. One of them being Team Secret, who does have the draw against Gen.G in their first game in Group B. They're in Group B with Falcons and Across the Pond. I'm going to put them an outside shot simply because I don't have faith in Gen.G's consistency. So I do think there's a chance, there's a world where Team Secret and Elevate play against each other in the lower as well. It elevates Across the Pond. It's the Elevate roster, right? I think Team Secret takes down Across the Pond in the lower bracket semifinals, plays Gen.G in the lower bracket finals, and kind of in a similar fashion, man, they take game 1 against Gen.G, that just might give them the momentum to be able to take them down. You could even say a similar sort of thing in their opening series as well, but of course that doesn't guarantee anything because then you're playing Team Falcons and you're going to have to play against Gen.G once again. So I do think because of that, I'm going to put Team Secret as an outside shot, but it's an outside shot, and because of that reason, I am going to put them below Chiefs Esports there. Now we've got Team Vitality, who's in Group C with their opening matchup is against Twisted Minds. They're in Group C with Furia and Nkosi Ballers. I'm trying to remember, didn't Vitality lose to Furia? Am I tripping on that? I think I might be tripping on that, right? No, yeah, they lost to Furia, which is what sent Furia to the top 4. I still think I feel better about Vitality in this event. I mean, I think Vitality is going to come in with a point to prove with a chip on their shoulder, especially if knowing that they're going to get a draw against Furia. I think I got them as playoff lock. Do I have them above BDS as a playoff lock? I think the only reason I can't have them above BDS as a playoff lock is because of the question mark that is Twisted Minds. Right? Because I do think I'm going to put Twisted Minds as an outside shot. Oh, man. More above Chiefs, though? I don't think so. So I'm going to put them in an outside shot, but at the top there. I just did that to complete, because that should complete my group C, right? No, Nkosi Ballers is also in there. Love you, boys. I just don't see it. I don't see them win the series. Maybe a couple games. Would love to see it for SSA, but I just don't see the Nkosi Ballers roster. I think Cam, Snoozy, and Guns should be able to put on a show. I think that's the roster who's playing for Nkosi Ballers, right? So I think they might be able to, still put on for SSA. I don't see them making it out of group play. I don't see it. And simply because I think Gladiators could pull an upset in Group D, whereas I don't see one at all in Group C. I think I got to have them at the bottom there. Leaves us with our last two. One of them's in Group D, which is SSG. I think I got to have them as a playoff lock. Am I able to have more than 8 playoff locks? Is that allowed? I don't think that's allowed, right? I don't know. I make the rules up, right? I guess technically right now I have 8. I just don't have a top. I don't have 4 as my top 4. And I think that's fair, right? Because I do think when you look at across the pond in Group B, no chance. It's what they got. I think maybe right around the Gaimin Gladiator. I think I would be more likely to see across the pond take down like Team Secret than we are to see like Gladiators take down Chiefs, right? So I think that's probably a pretty fair list there. I wish we could see something like a Limitless versus across the pond. Although when Elevate played Limitless in a show series after Major 1, Limitless did win that. So I think that's why I feel confident with as far as how the no shots sit. Can I even call G2 a fave anymore? With Naz not playing? Or do I have to move them down to top 4? I feel like I kind of have to move them down to top 4, right? Or is this where like the North Americans come in and are like, it's still NA on top, baby. G2 have been in every grand finals. Because I'd almost be tempted to do that, honestly. Just because they're playing with a sub. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think that's what I have to go with there. So I think Falcons is my favorite based off of the fact that it is a home event for them. Gentlemates always show up on LAN. G2 below them simply because of the Nas fill-in. Although who knows, maybe Nas fills in and Atomic and Daniel still, have their synergy and everything works fine. Who knows? I think I like this list how it sits. How do we feel about playoff locks, chat? I feel like BDS is probably a top playoff lock when you figure the rest of their group is Power and Limitless. The only reason I have Vitality below them is because they have Twisted Minds in their group. Gen.G's a playoff lock in Group B with Falcons because they've got Across the Pond and Team Secret. Or would it be more right to do that? Right? Because if Twisted, and hear me out on this one, chat. If Twisted Minds is our top outside shot, then whoever we think would be in the lower bracket, playing them in the lower bracket finals, should be the lowest playoff lock, right? Which would be Furia. Not doing pick'ems, but look at a bracket, figure it out. Right? Chiefs would need to upset, it would be a pretty big upset on Gentlemates or Spacestation Gaming. Although if Spacestation Gaming comes out and plays flat like we see them sometimes do, I could see it. And then Team Secret at the bottom of our outside shots. Like, I really want to put them at no shot, to be honest. But again, it's Gen.G. Which then makes me wonder, do I do that? Simply based off of group play. No, I think I still like, as far as playoff block, I think I like Gen.G more than Spacestation Game. Ah, man. Do I, though? Chat, I think simply because when you look at the Gen.G Team Secret matchup versus, say, a Spacestation Gaming Chiefs matchup, I think I'm more likely to give Team Secret a shot if Gen.G plays their off game versus giving Chiefs a shot if they catch Spacestation Gaming in their off game. So that means I should probably switch that there, right? Team Secret is our second highest outside shot. Yeah, go ahead and clip that one right there, chat. I think that's the final tier list as far as for EWC Rocket League. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, where I'm right, where I'm wrong. Tell me what you like, what you don't. Also, while you're over here on the channel, man, if you enjoyed the vibes and you've made it this far, man, first off, if it's your first time through, what up? I'm your boy Q. I do quite a bit of shoutcasting, but we do a lot of esports content over here on the channel. I'm talking RLCS, ALGS, VCT. We've got the podcast as well, where we kind of talk not just those titles, but kind of lay of the land when it comes to esports as well. Feel free to look around the page if you like it. And if I haven't already earned it, feel free to do me a favor while we're chasing down that first 1,000 subscribers, hitting that button down there, man. Turning those notifications on. And of course, remember, every like, every comment, those help me out as we're chasing down those first 1,000 subs, letting YouTube know that you guys think the content is dope. They should be putting it in front of more people, which I greatly appreciate y'all for, man. And guess what, man? This upcoming week, we got plenty more content, plenty more watch parties and stuff like that. So make sure you're keeping an eye out for everything. I'm not going to be doing a podcast episode this week since we're so late into the week. Just going to be doing one at the start of next week here. Of course, like I said, we're a little over a week away from the Esports World Cup stuff for the Rocket League. We're going to be watching as much action as we can. Feel free to stop on back by until we get y'all back for the next one, man. Don't forget, with everything crazy going on in the world today, be true, be you, be sincere, game hard and love hard. All right, y'all? It's your boy Q, signing out.